CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
CMC.
Yes. Yes. The time has come.
Yes. This is a good day today. It's August the 12th. You know, today is International Youth Day.
Is it?
Yes, today is International Youth Day. We have our guest in the back, so I'm gonna bring her on because we have to start the show together. She has to be here. She's one of us. We all can just talk this thing out. But we have a guest in the back. The beautiful, the beautiful Miss Eileen Saba. Very beautiful woman. Let me bring her on. Hey!
Thank you so much.
Eileen. We're so thrilled, so
Look
happy.
at you. I'm glad to be here, guys. I'm glad to be
Yes.
here. Yes.
It's
How
good
you
to
doing?
have you.
I just have to tell Liberians who are speaking and you are seeing one of the most beautiful inside and outside Liberian woman I know.
Oh, thank you. Coming from you, that's an honor. Oh my goodness. Look at you.
Yes, I have to say that, and I have to repeat our story. You know,
Lord.
I went to Liberia it was around 2020, I'm thinking, and met Elaine in Liberia. And we had exchanged texts, and she said, "Oh, come visit, or I can come and visit you. I just want us to talk more about Liberia." And that suggests to me how much she loves Liberia. And you know, Ibra and I took the offer and went over to her apartment. A beautiful, beautiful apartment, beautiful cook. You know, and we the first time in our country that I felt at home, I felt so comfortable to just relax and be myself because
just fellowship.
yes, that's how I felt. I mean, but just imagine for the first time we're meeting and I was just relaxed. I was just like I can be myself because Liberia is, as everyone knows, our interesting country. Depending on your schools, you have to know where you are,
Right.
all the time. And so I just wanted to let you know. And then, of course, we maintain our friendship, texting every now and then.
Exactly.
Really, really a good, true friend to me.
Thank you.
So she has to do the same thing for me. We're not here for your friendship.
Oh, yes, you got to do the same thing for me.
You have to do the same thing for me when I come to Liberia.
Come on. Just let me know when you come in.
Yes, she'll do it. That's her my personality is
Just let me
house.
know. I just need to know when you're in town. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you here, Miss
Thank
Sam.
you. Thank you.
It's always good to have another Liberian, especially a woman join a group of female on a panel, you know,
Right.
to
Right.
discuss about Liberia and especially the education. Today, we're going to be discussing the education system, and she says she's going to be here for an hour. But welcome to the political lunch. If you are here watching us, we need you to share the show. As you all know, my name is Grace Goa, and this is the political lunch. And tonight, I have here with me my other co-panelists and a guest, and we're expecting another guest. So she will be coming as well. We have here with us, they will introduce themselves, but it's always good to be here. We are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and we really thank God for today. Today is International Youth Day. But before I come on to say anything about that, and this is just the right time in International Youth Day. Eileen Saba, one of the most renowned educators Liberia can boast about. And and we have Dr. Francine, who is an educator here in the States, and you have me just work at the state office, but
I
I'm
just work at
That's
this.
not a just. Don't
That's
put
not
a
a
just
just.
there. You everybody got their own lead.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That's not a
You have
just.
you have me, my
Who
education.
works at the state office, very brilliant woman. She does a lot of check and balances for the state of
See there.
Pennsylvania.
See
Okay,
there.
so
We
in
need
order
that.
for you to get your benefits, in order for you to understand the process of receiving benefits, the pros and cons of it, that's the woman that you need to talk to. So she's not just
She's not a
a
just.
worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can introduce yourself, and then we'll have.
But I'm a friend. I have to say I'm a friend and sister to somebody who's not just a state.
Seriously. You're not marginalize
Yourself
yourself
that
like
way.
that.
Yes, and she also very passionate about Liberia. I thought I was until I met Madam Grace Gua. This woman and I are on the phone from the moment we both wake up to the moment that she goes to bed. And it suggests to me that she actually just wants a better Liberia. She wants a transformed Liberia. She wants to speak to all aspects, all layers of Liberia to tell them that we can do better. Okay. We know better now, and so we can do better. And that's what
Absolutely.
about. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, but she's tired too. Don't mind her, she can get tired, but we just keep praying that God will give us the strength.
So introduce yourself now, Doc, before Miss
I already say I can do it again.
Yes, you have to, and then you see our other guests in the back, but when you introduce yourself and Miss Saba introduce herself, then we'll bring the guest to introduce herself.
Okay.
Into the show. So introduce yourself. You are the global chair of Citizens Movement for
That's
Change.
right. That's right. I am the global chair of Citizens Movement for Change. It is a political party that is not just for the personality of of a person in our country. It's about the institution. Our goal is to build an institution that focus on transforming or begin to transform Liberia. Um, I also want to say I want to welcome everyone to the platform. Sorry that we started a little bit late. This issues beyond our control, but we are here today, and we are thankful to be here. Um, often I said to you that this is the month of August. I was going to start the show with telling you a love quote, and today I happen to fall on. Let me just. Love is not what you say, but what you do. We're going to be talking about the youth of Liberia, and this message is specifically to you. It's to all Liberians, but specifically to you. And it is about what you do, not what you say. It's about what you do when you say, I love Liberia and I'm patriotic about Liberia and I want a better Liberia. It is what you do and not what you say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I see we also have another guest, and I want to Vera, right?
The Miss Beautiful Vera Hardy.
Yeah, Vera Hardy is
She's
here.
representing Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. That's why it stands for Lawani.
Awani, yes. It's good to have you here, Vera. I think we've been here before, and I met you in person. Wonderful, wonderful person. Heard a lot of awesome things about you too. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have both of you, you and Miss Saba here today.
So, Miss Saba, I want you to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You are the beautiful Miss Eden Saba.
Oh my
I want you
goodness.
to come in. But that's true now. You want people to talk the thing. You know that you tell it, you not tell it. So let them.
Oh gosh, it's been long time ago since I saw 30, but thank you. It's been a minute.
You're
It's been a
beautiful though.
long, long time.
Yeah. So
Thank you. God
I
has
want you
favored
to
me.
come in, introduce yourself. But I also want you to tell us your line of work that you did here in America. What you acquire here. You
Mm.
retire and then you went back to Liberia to help the school system. I want you to tell us about your line of work in Liberia as well, so you can put all of that into your introduction, so that people can know who you are.
Okay, let me be as brief as possible. So as we said, I'm Elaine Saba. I am a retired teacher here from the U.S. I taught here for 27 years. My undergrad degree is in elementary education. My graduate studies in curriculum and instruction with emphasis on teacher supervision. So I retired in 2016 and went on to train teachers here in the US. But before that, in 2014, I started going back home to help in the schools voluntarily. I would go there during my summer vacations and look for underserved schools in underserved communities to help the teachers so that the schools will be at least get a little better. That was my goal. And of course, I wasn't receiving a salary because I was still active here in the classroom. So I did that for a while, going back and forth. And then I retired in 2016 and then went on to Liberia to start working. I worked as a consultant for a while in the different schools. I was also the CEO for Teach for Liberia for a short time. I'm currently the director of academics at HeLa, the number one school we have now in Liberia. And I don't say that boastfully, I say as a matter of fact. So my work, my whole life, if you took me out of the classroom, if you took me out of the school, I wouldn't earn a living. I wouldn't know how to make money because that's all I know. I've been doing this now for uh over 35, maybe about 35, 36 years now. So that's what I do. I go into schools right now, look at the school to see how I can help to do oversight, look at how strong the curriculum is. Currently, I drive the curriculum at Heritage HeLa, as well as prepare the teachers. So that's what I'm involved in right now.
Thank you so
That's
much.
my life's work.
Yeah, thank you
Welcome.
so much, and thank you for your service
Thank
here
you.
in America and also in Liberia.
Hmm.
We really appreciate people like you. Being a teacher is no joke. I can
Mm-mm.
imagine you being in the classroom with my 13 years old son. He would just tell you exactly how he feels, and I don't know how your teachers take it because mommy will spank you. So I gave you guys a whole lot of respect, and it's always good to have you here. And
Hmm.
thank
Thank
God you
you.
are here today. We're going to be talking about the education, the substitute teacher thing. We just want to understand it and maybe
What it
give
means. Hmm.
insight on it, and maybe somebody will hear us. But we also have the beautiful Miss Vera Harding Ade. She's here with us. She's representing Lawani, and I will have her come in to introduce herself. Very silent woman. She doesn't like the praises, but I have to give it to her. And funny thing is, she and me we were in elementary school together.
Hmm.
We went
Hmm.
to three elementary classes together. So, but one of the funny things I will tell you that we were in the school together, but just how she looked in the school when we were in the elementary school from third grade to sixth grade, she still looked the same.
Amen. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yes.
She's laughing. Welcome in.
Okay, hello to you guys. Hello,
Hello.
Hello, Vera.
hello, Miss Eileen. I am Vera Harding, and I represent Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. And I was invited this evening by CMC members to come and sit along with the esteemed Miss Eileen
Oh my goodness.
to share your input on your experience on teaching in Liberia and what it is, because On Lawani's side, the Liberian Women Advocacy side, we've been advocating for rape victims, sexual abuse, children, elderly. I mean, you name it all. And one of the things that we really focused on was children selling in the streets and out of school and all that kind of thing, the impact on their lives, not going to school, not having good education, and they end up in the street. They end up being teased and they end up being so good. So I'm very privileged to sit on this platform with you guys tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vera. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on. I mean, this is your second time. At least every time we ask you, you appear, and we really want to appreciate you for that. We are looking forward to you coming on to join us in CMC. Yes, time has come. We are looking forward to you joining us so we can,
I second that.
You second that, right? So we can join together and change the school system. So that's what I mean. That's one of the things that we look at. But Miss Edie, thank you so much. And I want to go into, because you said you only gave us an hour of your time, and we came on, we late tonight. And sometimes I mean, as team people coming at the time we never late. And that's the one thing me and that was so furious. But anyway, it's
but you know what? Let me interrupt you if I may. One of the things about education you gotta understand and teaching, you gotta be flexible. When you're dealing with our people too, you gotta be flexible. So Doc, you know that you're always in Liberia. We all know that. It's who we are. Well, we'll graduate. We can't, make excuses, but we'll try to change it, right? And things happen. So we'll be flexible. So it's okay. Well, I will extend my time a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you for your understanding as well.
Sure.
So I just wanted to I mean, let you come in, and if Firo will come in and Doc can come in, on some few questions I will have for you guys. It's just offhand. I think that Miss Eden has been in Liberia. I know Firo followed the Liberian system. Doc is also a teacher here in the United States. She visits Liberia a lot. I hear in Liberia there's a lot of volunteer teachers going on in the country. So in America here, excuse me, when we talk about volunteer and substitute teachers, it's kind of different for us.
Right.
I kind of sense that now it's kind of different, because the other time, the reason why we even having this show, we talk about volunteer teachers here, we did not even understand it very well. And then Dennis Jar, he said he was driving his car, and sometimes he listened to us. He said, we didn't need a reason to expand on this thing. He said because that show was very good for him.
Yes.
So he was thinking, he said these people need to expand on this thing. And he started to send me articles on it, and he then recommended that we talk to Miss Saba concerning this. He said she would be the best person to speak to. So then that's how this show came about, to bring them on here tonight. But can you just give me a little bit of insight? Because volunteer teachers here, for me, I volunteer my children.
You just go there and you help. We're all paid.
Yeah, we all pay. I go there, I help, we all pay. I have no background of education, or do I have a degree and everything, but still it has nothing to do with education. But then they say, do you want to volunteer? And we go there, we volunteer, whatsoever we're supposed to do, just help the kids. We're not teaching.
Right.
Unlike Liberia, these people have become full teachers.
So
I want you to come in and explain to us, how does that work?
The difference is here in America, like you rightfully said, if you went to your child's school to volunteer, you go there, they tell you do this, do the other. They also have a structured substitute teacher system where that classroom teacher will write a simplified lesson plan where anyone who does not have an education degree can read that plan and follow it. Very simple. Do this 9 o'clock to 9:30. Do this 9:30 to 9:45. Take the kids to the restroom. Line them up. Very structured. That's a substitute teacher who is paid by the school or by the school district, right? In Liberia, the difference is a substitute teacher and a volunteer teacher. Those titles are used interchangeably. So a substitute teacher or a volunteer teacher, for our purpose, we'll stick with volunteer. A volunteer teacher is a teacher who is not yet put on the government payroll. So, for example, in some of those rural communities where there are no teachers to teach in those schools, they'll find somebody, beg somebody, maybe every now and then the community will pull their money together to say thank you to the person, or get the person lay chicken, or give them lay goat, whatever it takes, but they are not yet on the payroll. So they just go in there and they'll teach that. Maybe you'll find two teachers in a whole building of 90, 100 children. They say they're teaching those children. Yes, that's your volunteer slash substitute teacher. So until, for example, as I was telling Dennis when he called me, there was a young man who built a school somewhere behind Cottonton, and he called me and said, Mesaba, I have volunteer teachers there. Well, of course, I understood what he meant. He said, I have two teachers there in the whole school, and I've been fighting, and this was a few years ago, not this government. I've been fighting to put these teachers on the government payroll so I could get more teachers for them to recognize the school. And so, of course, I asked them questions like, "What is the Ministry of Education aware of the school? Have you met their requirements? Da 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 da." But he had two volunteer teachers there that he will every now and then take something out of his pocket, send it, or the community will give them something. But that's what you mean by substitute or volunteer teachers in Liberia.
That is a vast difference when it comes to America, because I just didn't understand how volunteer teachers like me, like volunteer or teacher like me, because I have volunteered before, how am I able to follow the school curriculum a whole year going to school and teaching? That I will freak out.
But first of all, though, Grace, what curriculum?
Yeah. What I mean, like
what curriculum are you following? First of all, these are people that they are not, most of the times they may be high school, if at all high school graduates, or could be 8th graders, 10th graders. Yes, they're trying in their weak way to give back, to help, because if they don't do it, then who else will do it? So they go there every day and just teach whatever comes to mind, basically. And that's what they put out there. Now, even me with all my years of experience, to teach several groups of children with different levels, that's what we call, different groups. It's you have to know what you're doing. You have to plan for it. So imagine taking a whole 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, two of you're just teaching whatever, whoever, guess what? Okay, then I luck and draw. You got it good. You don't get too bad.
Oh my God. It saddens me to hear that, because I will let that come in. It saddens me to hear that, because this has to do with our future of the nation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you see, this is why it's so frustrating for somebody like myself when I go, and one of the reasons why I decided to volunteer before in Liberia, because when I went in 2012, I went with my children, and I went to one school. I won't call the school name. I was just visiting. First of all, I was appalled at what I was seeing and listening to the average Liberian, the speech, the language. And I kept saying to myself, what happened to this place? But then I had to remind myself what took place. So I went to visit one school, Doc, and you will find this interesting. And I said to the principal of the school, Vera, I said, what's the teacher-student ratio? You listen to me, Grace? And the principal said, what's that?
Oh, my God.
Teacher-student ratio, what's that? I had to say, I mean, how many students to a teacher in the class? Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about now.
What?
Wow.
Yes. And when I walked in those classrooms, what I saw, I was like, okay, I can't continue to criticize or be upset at what I'm seeing here. I got to do something. In America, I always say I'm just a drop in the bucket. Who sees me? Who cares about me? I'm just here servicing American children. What do I do for my own? What will I be known for? Tomorrow, if I were to die, Francine, you will say she did her best. She went to Liberia, she did this. You guys, you remember me for that. And I remember me, she looked good, she can wear nice lipstick. Those things are irrelevant.
She looked at it, not at it.
Yeah? Say what?
He looks 30. She said he
Looked 30.
I looked at it. I remember because she looked at it, yeah. So, but on a serious note, I had to do something. What you guys are doing, every one of us here, we're trying to give back. But the system there is broken. We're fighting to fix it, but it's whew, the work there is
But if the
painful.
principal can tell you, student to teacher ratio, then the system is beyond broken.
It's broken.
Yes.
It's beyond broken. But there's hope because what I'm beginning to see, it's getting better. I've been there now for since, as I said, since 2014. So I've seen the different administrations. I've seen progress. There's still a lot of work to do, but I will let the other panelists come in before because I don't want to take over and keep talking because this I could talk about it all night.
Zaki can come.
So,
Well, you said that it's getting better,
mhm,
and I wanted to know some of your observation in terms of how is it getting better. I also
okay.
just want to tell you thank you for making a distinction between what a substitute teacher means in
Mhm,
the United States, even though we're not comparing, and
mhm.
what a substitute slash volunteer teacher means in Liberia. I think that's a
Right.
way to distinguish that. So just tell us where are we at because I don't know, like how are we getting better?
So I'm going to selfishly say this from my perspective because
Yes.
when I first got there, what I saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just before I left, or either just before I left in June or during my stay here, I was told that there were some schools being shut down. Some schools that were so poorly run were being shut down. So for me, because I have been making noise about this ever since, you know, I was on one show and somebody got angry. I said we need to shut those schools down because schools now are becoming a money making business. So
Correct.
I like that schools are being shut down. I'm seeing students, that are trying their best to work towards achieving something, a higher grades on the WIAC, the WAS, because whether we like it or not, those tests are telltale signs of where we are. Even though there's a lot of cheating, but that's a whole different story. Y'all need to do a show on what happens with those exams. So I kind of like that. Now, from my personal observation, where I am, the school could serve as a pilot school. I never thought I would see a school like that in Liberia, right? This is going to be my third year there. High functioning students. It's an expensive school, and people say, yeah, but not all of us can pay to, but we need a benchmark. Because if you don't know what to rise to, if you don't have something to see to go to, how will you strive to go to it? So if you have a school or two or three schools in the country that are performing, and you can look at those schools, then hopefully government can say, okay, what are they doing? They can go to those schools. What are they doing over there that making that making them the students so successful? So I kind of like that because when I went to Liberia in 2014, I walked around. I would go from school to school, and for me measuring the school, I'm looking at big glaring things because if I were to go and look at small things and try to compare those things to what we do here in the schools in America, no, I won't see them. But I'm looking at big things. How are these schools focusing on literacy meaning writing, speaking, writing, spelling, language, that kind of stuff, because the literacy rate in Liberia is extremely low, it's extremely poor. So if I see students, they speaking, trying to speak a little better, you got good grammar teachers and they embracing grammar, I feel like there's hope. Another thing too, a few years ago, the early childhood curriculum, they redid it. And I looked at it, I took the whole Liberian curriculum. I went through the curriculum, and what I did, I took activities because the curriculum is sound. It just didn't have enough meat in it for me. As a teacher, when I open it, And Francine, you know that when you open it, it gives you ideas of what to do. There's nothing, the same thing will sit in group, same thing repetitive, the students will sit in group, they will do this. So I took each grade level, I mean, I've got it, and started to put activities in. Okay, do this, and I wrote it. I have it saved on my, but I'm not giving it, so don't ask me for it. so, but on a serious note, so the curriculum is not bad. It's not bad at all, especially the early childhood, the elementary. That's not bad. So that was much better than when I went there before. So that's an improvement. Now the question is, can the teachers interpret the curriculum? And that's the problem. They will open it, read it, and half of the time they don't know what it's telling them to do. But let me don't go ahead of myself. So those are some of the things, Doc, I've seen that I feel like, okay, it's getting better compared to when I first went back home. It's improving.
Yeah, so if I can ask a follow-up question, I heard you, mention some of the improvements, which I think that's a good measurement. However, you did mention that you work at a very successful school that you like for that school to be used as a model. Many schools in Liberia.
We got about maybe 2, 3, but that's so far that's the one I would say closely the closest to a school, a high functioning school here in the U.S. So sorry, please go ahead.
So I'm and I know that school, and I'm thinking, and it is a good school. It's a great school. I've kind of seen some of the successes of the school, like children passing other standardized tests in other areas where they can go for college or further degrees.
They're doing pre-AP courses and all of that. They're doing the SAPs right there in Liberia.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got kids who have gotten scholarship at Howard, Spelman, ma'am, from that school.
I follow that. I see that. And so, and in my head, I'm thinking, Miss Elaine, that the variables that goes into making a successful school, like you have to have commitment from parents, you have to have the resources, we have to have people like you.
Absolutely.
Okay. How can we emulate that in Liberia when we and you can tell us when we don't have that? Like we don't have that you tell me, because I'm just struggling. I'm trying to figure, like, we don't have to all over in different schools. We don't have the money, the resources, because that's that school is expensive, right?
It's an expensive school, and but this woman, the owner of this school, decided she was going to invest in her human resources or human resource.
Okay.
And that's the key. If you're going to take somebody like me from here to go there, then it tells you this person is not only looking to make money, but they're going to give back to the community, to the parents who are paying for these students to go there. If you went on that campus, and when you come, you need to come do a tour.
I will.
Please do. Just let me know. You think you own an American campus?
Yes,
Grace. It is well laid. I'm telling you. So, but again, it serves as a model school. It should serve as a model school, so that other schools, all Liberia should say, okay, we're coming here to see what makes this school work. Maybe we can copy some things, right? But another pet peeve I have, and I've been fussing about this a long time. And it's really not a pet peeve as it is a suggestion. Why not incentivize retired teachers like myself from here, who have been trained here, ladies, but let them go back, familiarize themselves with the system there. Because even if you went to school in Liberia, you left and you came here and did education, got trained here, you still need to go back there to familiarize yourself again with the school system there, because I had to do it. So give retired teachers incentives from here. Trained teachers who have taught here retired.
And I'm just ask you one more and stop, and then let
You have to come in here.
Vera, come in, okay? So I'm sort of hearing, and I'm not sure if I'm hearing you clearly, that if governments, and not necessarily this government, I'm saying if
Any government, yeah.
any government, um, sort of put money, invest in the human resources, because you told me that's what the owner of the school wanted to invest in human capital. She wasn't necessarily in for the money, but she wanted the next generation
Correct.
to do better. So if we
Correct.
kind of expand that and extrapolate that to
On a national level.
the national level, would that be something you think that must shift the education
Absolutely.
in Liberia?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who's better to teach our children than another Liberian who knows, who understands the methodology of teaching? And all you got to do, take what you learn from here, carry it there, contextualize it, train the teachers there. Train, 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 train. And it's a win-win situation, but you've got to make it attractive for them. I talk to retired teachers here all the time, and the first thing I hear, no, I suffer in this country. I got to pay student loan back, you know, and we all struggle. It's hard. And even though they're retired, they say, no, I'm not going to go suffer there. Because before somebody can fight me and blah blah, the people like fighting for power and this and that. So you can't get anybody there, Vera, to go back there. Teachers, they don't want to do it. They don't, because I mean, like Grace rightfully said, it's not an easy job. It's you overwork and underpaid. You just have to have that feeling for it, you know. And I always say teachers are born. I always say that. So yeah, you grab those ones.
It's a
You
passion.
have, it is. It's a lifetime dedication. Look at me at my age, I'm still going. I say I will retire. Yeah, I still can't retire. So maybe one day I will retire, you know. So, but take them, let them, you know, give them some kind of little incentive and, you know, respect what they do. Send them there, spread them across, let them start training those teachers. Just one teacher who trained 25 successfully and they'll pass that stuff on. At my school, I do professional development at least once, twice a month. We're supposed to do it every other Friday. So I mean, those teachers are getting trained. I don't know if for instance, if you saw the video, I just certified them in different differentiation. What they differentiate when they're teaching, you know, because not all the children are coming in your classroom on the same level. So you have to adjust the teachings, meet them where your teaching meet them where they are. They will be trained some more small group instruction. If you go to that school, you see teachers teaching in small group instruction, just like here in the US. It's possible, but they need the training. And before I stop, Liberian teachers want the training. I know they tell me that all the time. Miss Saba, when the foreign people come, they come when, you know, some of those entities that send them there, where we get grants and stuff, when they come, half of the thing that I say we can't understand it. It's because the manipulatives and different things, hands-on stuff they use. The people they can't understand it. It's because it's not being contextualized to their settings. So all of that time and everything is wasted. They don't use it. They don't utilize it. The training, they don't.
Wow. You can come in. I mean, oh my God. Liberia has a lot to do, I tell you, concerning this whole education thing. I'm just amazed, just even listening to you. But Froggy, you can come in if you have some question and statement to make.
I guess for me, I'm just kind of shocked. I don't know how to react to hearing that you have eighth graders teaching a whole school. So in my mind, I'm thinking an eighth grader is teaching primary education up to high school education. I don't know if that is the case, if I will be correct if I say that, Miss Elaine, because if just two teachers within a school and has to teach about 90 students, I'm sure all of those students are not just primary education students.
Mm-mm.
They are
No,
middle
they're not.
high school students, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
high school is an eighth grader able to even teach another eighth grader or beyond that, or even a 12th grader. I mean, what really can an 8th grader teach a 12th grader? So I guess for me, I really don't know how to react to that kind of that kind of idea, because it makes no sense. And then come to think about it now, that's why I kind of see a lot the way in which Liberians write. And you talk
Exactly.
about,
Exactly.
about literacy. You have people who say graduate high school and
Mm-hmm.
they compose a
Mm-hmm.
correctly. So
Absolutely.
it makes me know now that maybe that part it could, maybe not. They were taught by an 8th grader, someone who was not credentialed to really teach them, and they really never learned the right way, because whatever that person knew is what that person taught them, and that's what they went with and they graduated with. So, but I wanted to ask you. You talk about the government incentivizing like retired teachers from here who are Liberians to come to Liberia to help and teach
Mm-hmm.
teachers that are on the ground there, because I guess we understand each other better compared to people of other nationalities who would come and they really can understand and communicate with them correctly. Do you think we have enough teachers in Liberia, like enough individuals in Liberia who are getting involved, who are getting the degrees in the education sector? Because I don't, for me, if the government were to say today, okay, if you are a retired teacher in America, we want you to come to Liberia, we will incentivize you to train other teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm-hmm.
we have enough Liberian teachers on the ground currently, those who have gone through, the discipline, the education discipline, and have the degree and are willing to sit under these retired teachers to be trained?
Well, you should they make it mandatory. Here, when I was an active classroom teacher, I had to have certain number of hours every year professional development. So if you're going to be hired, if you're going to be at a school, you have to go through that training. Once you have gone through the training, you have been certified, then we will hire you, or schools can hire you through the Ministry of Education. I don't know if I'm making sense, because if they bring in these people under the Ministry of Education, put them out there and say, okay, we'll pull teachers who come here and come get trained. We'll certify you. Once you become certified, then we'll keep you in our employment, or you will remain at this school or whatever school you're currently working at, so that we can stop all this bad teaching that's going on, non-teaching that's going on. So everybody buys into it. It will work.
Another thing.
But hold on, you talked about, I don't know if you said something about these training education schools where they have they're giving teacher degrees. I went, oh my Lord, I went to visit a university just to do a little what I call a cameo appearance, just to do some activities to show them voluntarily. I did that. This was a graduating class, education class. And I asked them, how many times have you written lesson plans since you've been in the education program? 2 times.
Wow.
When I did my education program here, my undergrad, by the time you finish with your basics and you start to, you know how you finish your two first years, and then you start to do we have to do lesson plan, layman say every day. By the time you graduated with your teacher's degree, you could write lesson plan with your eyes closed and read it and look at curriculum and say, and 2 times in the whole education journey. What is that? So we really have to invest in preparing these people. And many of them will tell me, Miss Saba, and I see the hunger, I see the need. They really, really want to do it. When I used to conduct trainings, I used to do hands-on trainings. I would show them very simplified way of doing things. Very simple way. I would have them make their hands-on the activities. Whatever you made, Grace, you took it to your classroom. So that, and I used local things you could find right in Liberia, right in Monrovia. And they were always so grateful. They would tell me, oh, I'm doing this. I did this in my classroom. I did this other one in my classroom. And I saw that that's what they needed, but I was only one person. That's why I kept reaching back here, begging other, you need to come help. Come on, we can do this. Let's do this. No. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Freddie can ask the other question.
Oh, no, I was
The
just
place is not welcoming. How people can go there? It's
yeah,
not welcoming at
I
all.
was gonna follow up to say then let's say if the retired teachers here agree to go Liberia to help those who are graduating from the teachers college or whatever they are graduating for, then it's gonna be a whole, it's like starting all over, because if you go through the whole process of going through that college and never did a lesson plan once or twice,
Just two times. Just two times.
yeah, 2 times, it means that the teachers that are coming from here has to start teaching all over. They has to start teaching the teachers who have already graduated.
You're not only teaching methodology, you're teaching content as well. Because there were many times, there was another group of teachers I was training one time, and I told them, I said, everybody put your finger on the paragraph, each on this page, the beginning of the paragraph. Fourth grade teachers could not find a paragraph, the beginning of the paragraph. So you pull in content as well as the methodology, the teaching strategies. So we got our work cut out for us. And, I pray that someone from Ministry of Education is listening to this program. This thing is doable. We can fix it, but we've got to put a sound plan in place. We've got to sit down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use our own teachers. We're going to try to get teachers from over there. Let's plan it so that teaching is going on, training is going on with these teachers in this country. And it may not happen in 6 months or 1 year, but I guarantee you after 2 years, probably even 1 year, you will start seeing some results. Why am I saying this? I don't know if you're familiar with the WAS students, the students that passed the WAS test in Peensville a few years ago. It was a simple methodology, a simple method. The former mayor for Peensville, Pam Belcher Taylor, called me and she said, "Oh, can you come to work with our students to pass the WAS?" I said, "Okay." I flew there, got some help from on the ground, strong educators, and we do have some there. Got a few to work with me. We tutor those children. All we did, took the past WAS test, put them together, tutor those children every day, 100% passed. What I found out when we started the work, I found out the kids knew the answer to the questions, but they didn't know how to interpret the questions. They couldn't understand the questions. Simple things, very simple. We just gotta be intentional.
I'm amazed. I know some people define amazed different ways, but my definition of amazed is that I'm in disbelief. I don't know how. I know you say it can be done.
It can
I
be
don't
done.
know how it can be done, because even the ministers that they put in place for education, those people never experienced classroom teaching. So for you to have somebody hungry for the education to change and be the best in Liberia, you have to have a person who has sat in the classroom and actually did teaching before you even look at the degree to put that person in place, because it has to take a person with passion like you and an inborn act that really loves to educate, to want that to change, to be in that position, because it all starts from the head. Now, if the head is not willing, it's not going to work. Knowing that all the government past and present have all just came in and put people there because of favoritism or family members, or because the person was in the party. How can we change this when the people continue consistently, government after government, still hiring people because of these things? It's not going to work. So that's why I don't know whether I know it's doable, but for it to be doable, you have to have somebody there that's willing to be able to do that. And as I know, I don't think they have people there that are willing to do that.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that, Grace. I'm more about the solutions, presenting the solutions on, ways we can fix whatever is there. I really don't know anything about who's where or what they know or what they don't know. What I'm saying is, what I'm sharing with you and the wider public is what I have experienced. And I pray that someone is listening, to the same thing. The last show I was on, we talked about literacy, and I kept stressing how we should make literacy a national priority. It has to be a priority because our people cannot read, they cannot write, they don't speak well. So make it a national mandate. If you went on the school campus, we got pictures all over the place reading. When we see children just sitting there reading for fun, we take pictures, or then the teachers, I tell them, take the picture, send the picture to me. I fix little bag of candies and chocolate and stuff, send it to the classroom to them. We're pushing reading, we're pushing literacy. We go on Facebook and see the atrocious writings that you see. So the solution, we've analyzed this, we've overanalyzed it, we've recognized the problem, we're talking about it. Let's be intentional now about solutions. How
Yeah.
are we going to fix this? And
How-
that's my thing.
And that's where I'm coming from.
Mhm.
How are we going to fix this? You have to have
So we have to
leadership.
start. We have to start with getting those schools, and they've already started doing them. Kudos to them. They're shutting down schools that are not supposed to be functioning because this is the foolishness some of these people are doing. So the next thing now is let's focus. It sounds so simple, but it is the truth. If I hadn't been trained, I would not have been able to get in a classroom. You've got to train those teachers. You got to work with them. They got the C certificate now. That's what, everybody gets, the C certificate. You call the C certificate people when you walk in the classroom, they got a book in their hand, their chalk, they're on our chalkboard. That's it. Whole day the children writing notes. That is unacceptable. If I walk in our classroom and I just see children writing notes, you and myself will have it all. I need you to engage them. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I have another question for you.
Mhm.
I understand. We need to talk about a solution, but then how does the solution come about?
Mhm.
And just the other day, your president, Joseph Nima Bwaga, announced that he was opening 100 schools.
That your president too, and you Liberian too. Oh, you mean the 100 schools?
Yeah, and then we can't even find teachers as is. Eighth grader teaching up to kindergarten to 12th grade. How is it that all these people coming to opening schools that they can't even afford? They can't even afford to pay the teachers, and that's why the volunteer teachers have become the new thing in the country since after the war. When I did my research and after the Ebola crisis, it just became rampant and has destroyed the education backbone of Liberia. Now the president come and announce, oh, we're opening 100 schools, but I mean, we just show pictures of University of Liberia, the buildings are dilapidated. We started showing schools in the different districts. They're raining in the schools. Some of the schools, the people ain't got a chair to sit down in. The children ain't got nowhere to go to the bathroom. So then this man come and announce, exuberantly, oh, we are going to build 100 schools with the World Bank. So I don't, you need to
But
tell
then
me
also something came out, I think it was last month. The World Bank came up with something to improve the foundational learning of 350,000 Liberian students. 6 to 7% of, I think it was some million. 6 to 7% of that money is a loan to us, and the rest of it is a grant to us from the World Bank. Doc, I don't know if you saw that. So in it talks about curriculum training, teachers.
So I got something. So we got to pay some of that money by not grant.
No,
So
6 to 7 from what I read and talked to someone. Because it says it in it, 60 million is credit. So if you put the whole amount together, that's why the percentage came from at 67% as a loan, and the smaller portion is a grant. But that's neither here nor there. And if anybody who's listening to this, if I'm wrong, I stand corrected. But so they have delivered the foundational learning program where they will give curriculum to teachers, do teacher training, and the focus is on primary education, and that's fine. What I would like to see, if there's anybody from Ministry of Education listening, what I would like to see, how much of that are you actually putting into training the teachers? Because it's good to have buildings, but a building cannot educate a child.
But Miss Saba, you already have enough buildings,
Precisely.
and they are all dilapidated.
What, for the most part. So if they want to do to build 100 buildings, can you maybe cut back on the number of buildings and put more of that money? That's just me towards the teacher training, the preparation of the teachers, the curriculum that you're giving them. Teach them how to interpret the curriculum, how to do exercise, activities with the children, because those brand new buildings not going to do a thing for our children. They're just going to sit there and look cute, and after a while they won't mean anything to them if they're not learning in those buildings. So if there's anybody listening to us, please, we just need instructions, real instruction taking place in whatever buildings we can get. And I understand some of the buildings too, though, Grace. I've been in some buildings where the roof, literally falling on you, the mold, so it's very uncomfortable. I get that part. But then if you have both the building bad and the teaching bad, then what is there for the students? So let's have a happy midway, right? Because we know Maslow's law of what meeting your basic needs. You have to meet the basic needs of the students before you can even teach, and I get that part. So if we can have a happy medium, build of maybe 50 buildings, renovate the other ones, but put a huge portion of that into the instructional part. That's all I'm asking. That's what I would like to see. And that instructional part will mean, outsourcing some of that money to bring teachers in, our own people. Let them come and be well vested again in the Liberian society and teach their children. The best thing for me every day when a teacher comes to me and says, Miss Saba, thank you. You've taken me from here up there. I feel so good because I know that teacher that day has reached 20, 25 children. So that's it. But buildings don't make students. They don't.
So before that, I want to ask you quickly because, for the Liberia that I know that I came from, for the schools that I went to, and kudos to my mom, I went to private school. I mean, I went to some good schools in the country. Liberians as a whole, they are kind of very smart people. If they have the environment to be able to exhibit that smartness, but the environment right now is not there. So, what improvement have you seen your student despite the challenges in the country?
Okay, when you say your student, there are different level of students here.
They're different. I mean, the different levels of places you've been.
I don't visit those places anymore because being a director for that school takes up all of my time. But the few, like sometimes we have students that come to visit, and they're serious. We have few serious schools now that are trying. So I listen to how they speak. I look at what they're doing. And I mean, they're trying their best to get there. They're really trying. It's getting better, but I would like to see it happening more across the whole nation, because Monrovia itself is not Liberia. So think about all those kids in the rural areas. What kind of, like we just discussed, 1, 2 teachers with all those children teaching different grades. So how can we get it to them? One of the solutions I spoke about some time ago, and I hope someone is listening to me. Take the teacher training to the teachers. In the past, most of them got to come, jump on bus or wherever to go all the way to Monrovia to get training. What's wrong with taking your trainers to them after they have been trained? It's the same thing like libraries. They don't have to come to Monrovia. We got one library now in Painesville. They don't have to come there. Do a bookmobile, a book van, fix it into a library, carry it to them. Have somebody open a set right there, read to them. I know somebody who's starting a community reading project right now to go and read. I was just meeting with this person the other day who wants to read to children. So they asked me to please come and help them to plan something simple, very simple. We have a library here in Delaware where they sell children's books. They hold something for 50 cents, a whole pile of novels, $1. The person is taking it home to read to children because they've got to hear what good reading sounds like.
Yes.
They got to hear expression. They got to hear fluency. They have to hear decoding, all those things. I mean, the solutions, they're just so simple, but people make them sound like they're so big. So,
I'm going to ask you a political question.
I don't do politics.
I know you don't do politics.
You know me, I don't do politics.
I know you don't do politics, but I'm enjoying your knowledge about the education system in Liberia, and I can't help to wonder, why are you not at the Ministry of Education?
Well, I catch you when we get off this show. Well, the reason why I'm not there, I left Liberia a few years ago, and I won't go into why. Very disillusioned.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
But I think you know why.
Yes.
And I said I wasn't going back again. I was done, right? So I came back and I said, okay, I would just sit down here and just be grandma and just, set up. But when the brain continues to work, it doesn't stop. It's something. Anyway, so the owner of the school called me, and when I looked at the program at that school, I said, this is it for me. And I have not regretted one time. So that was why I went back there. But going back to your question, I don't want to be anywhere where I will become distracted by what I do. I need to see growth. Anytime you work in big entities, governments, and it's not necessarily in Liberia, you have to play the role of being an employee of the government. And I'm not that person. I'm a teacher to my heart. So I want to be out there, seeing, touching, doing. I don't want to sit behind a desk. That's not me.
But the thing is that we wish you could be in the education ministry, because you have this level of passion, and the education behind your passion is so great that if you're in the ministry, you will still go on the ground. You will do field work, and that would make it even easier for the education system to be ramped back up to where it used to be. That's what we're saying here.
I think you are trying to push me towards saying something that I really don't want to say, but I'm not going there with you. I am perfectly content where I am, but I have offered, and I don't know if it has reached to the right sources, that anytime my help is needed, my advice or opinion, I'm always available. When it comes to education, our Liberian children, I'm available. But I'm perfectly content where I am in the private sector.
So I'm also going to ask you another question, and I will ask you guys, please forgive me. You talk about education. My colleague that I'm teaching a class with next semester just called me because she's working on the syllabus. And she wanted to make sure that we had the same ideas, the articles were, comparing, and we
aligned.
Yes, we had the same voice in terms of, assignments. So that's why I had to go for a little while. I was talking to her on the phone, because this education just continues.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. But, you have mentioned the C certificate. Can you speak about that a little bit more? I know people can get that certificate from going to KRTTI or ZRTTI. And I guess once you get training in college or Covington or wherever,
that's exactly it. If you go and you get trained, and I'm very limited on that certificate thing. If you go to KRTTI and any of the other training institutes, you get that C certificate.
Yes.
It means that, yes. But I don't believe you necessarily have to have a college degree to get it. So you could go to some training institute and you could get it through there. I don't think it's a college degree. I'm not sure.
No, it's not. I know you're right.
It's not.
High school, you go and get your C certificate.
Yes.
And then
you go and get it.
Correct. So if you had to develop a checklist of there's two checklists I'm giving you, Miss Elaine. One
Mm-hmm.
is how do we improve this existing systems in Liberia, the school system, a checklist that we can pass around to maybe people in the ministry. What would be the first top 5 things on your checklist for that ministry of
Okay.
education?
I would. First of all, I want a college graduate. I
Okay,
don't
so
want any
college
high school.
graduate in the
Number
class.
one. For somebody who early childhood, I need that because we still will train.
Mm-hmm.
A reading specialist. I want to train somebody who can do reading, who will just take care of that. That's three.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you in terms of the qualification or just anything.
Anything in terms of the school building, the resources.
I want somebody who knows how to use manipulatives because I need to move you away from chalkboard and the board. I'm tired with that stuff. And then of course a curriculum specialist. So if I can get those 5 people in a building, oh my goodness, those 5. Now y'all don't forget now we don't have diagnosticians. We're lacking that. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
So, Grace, if you have a child, Vera, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you have a child who comes to me, who comes to the school, and Francine, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say it, even though I'm sensing it from my years of experience. The child is dyslexic, right? The
Yeah.
child is transposing numbers, letters, everything, and I'm thinking,
Yes.
or autism or autistic. In my
Yeah.
head, I'm saying this child is autistic, but I can't say it. So, how do we deal with that? Do you know how many of those kids slip between the cracks because we don't have those different specialized areas there? So that stuff here is you just don't know.
Oh, the thing is too sad. And if you can come, it's very.
Vera, please come in here because Vera Chalade, she said, I can't believe this.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my God.
There's so much, and now that kids that are autistic have been in jail.
Mhm.
There's no one really in the system to even detect those things, and there is no set school aside for autistic students. We don't even have regular teachers. Imagine having specialists to teach autistic students, And to me, all of those things, I don't know, like, I know Doc asked a question, or Chris asked a question, she said was a little bit political, one of them too. But I think these are things that whoever is heading the education sector is supposed to be thinking about, because they have to be thinking, they have to be creative, they have to reach out to people. I'm seeing that you're already in Liberia, and they're not even reaching out to you with all the knowledge.
How you know they're not reaching out to me? Why are you making that?
Oh,
Why are you assuming that?
We already know.
oh, I could be wrong, Miss Eileen, but the reason why I said that, or I'm saying that, is because you said you have made suggestions to the ministry, but you don't know if it has reached the appropriate person who is
on
supposed.
these shows. So
That's
on these shows, yeah.
that's the reason why I'm saying that, because you've been
Mhm.
those, and I don't think anyone has extended any kind of hint to you or outreach to you to say, oh, we heard you on this show, we heard your suggestions, we heard the things that you talk about. Are you willing to, to schedule a meeting with us so we can sit and talk about it and hear some of these things that you have to suggest to us? I don't think they have done it. And it's sad that they wouldn't do that. And I think that's some of the reason why people in the diaspora, like you talk about the retired teachers, they don't want to go there, because they feel that
They
when
always,
you try to give
yeah.
feel the people on the ground feel like you feel that you're better than them, instead of accepting the knowledge and working with you together so everybody can become knowledgeable together. They kind of pull back, and it's sad for the future generation. It's sad for the students, because basically, like you said, the students are just falling between the cracks. I know my mother-in-law mother runs a school there, and she also used to teach the University of Liberia. In the evening, she will go there and volunteer to teach them like basic grammar and diction and all of those kind of things, spellings and stuff. And some of the stories she told us from the University of Liberia, some of the horror stories, she said people, graduating students can't even compose.
Nope.
They know the difference between a fragment or a modifier, a dangling modifier. They don't know those things and they're preparing to graduate. So, I'm just saying that
So they are preparing to graduate from college.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This
So
thing is bad than I thought.
it goes back to teaching literacy. For the most part, they're okay to some extent in math, in the science for memorization, the science and social they do a lot of memorization. But when it comes to reading, comprehension, spelling, writing a good essay, you can forget that. You can forget that. So that's why I keep saying literacy. We need to concentrate on literacy in the school system, meaning, our people need to learn how to write, to read, and all of that. It's bad. It's really bad.
And that's how
Really
she
bad.
said in the evening when she, well, after school, she would go to
Mm-hmm.
university. Just give
Mm-hmm.
a spelling test. Give
Mm-hmm.
essay to compose a sentence, do this. And they couldn't do it. I think after a while, she said it became exhausting because
She quit, right? She
yeah,
had to quit, right? Mm-hmm. I did the same thing too,
yeah.
because I felt like this is not working. These people have not been prepared. So you gotta go back now to elementary school. That's where you need to go to. You gotta go back there. Make sure it's strong. You got strong teachers. By the way, reading teachers here in the U.S. you have when you're getting your undergrad degree. So reading, if reading is your specialty, you have to go for more hours before you can teach those babies, because you're teaching them phonics, you're teaching them a comprehension. You teach at that early age. You're teaching all those things. So let's go back to strengthening the elementary, the early childhood areas of our education system before you can start worrying about getting a doctorate, giving somebody a master's degree, PhD. Go back there and let's fix that. Let's fix it. That's because if that is missing, then straight throughout they will struggle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Eden, it's so good to have you here. I know you're supposed to soon take your bow, but
Thank you.
I mean, I learned a lot on the platform. I'm probably go to bed tonight feeling very bad, to tell you the
No,
truth.
don't feel bad. There is hope. We have to keep
Miss Eden,
hoping.
I don't see the hope. I really
Oh,
now, and
look.
now with the leadership that is in place, now with the leadership that came before, I just don't see the hope, because I feel that the people are not willing to use Liberians that will be able to help the country. That's where I'm coming from. I know I'm a sound political, but for me, I just want to say the truth. And here we focus on the truth have to be told. I, I that's the reason why so many people coming back. A lot of people left here, they retired, they went to
Yes,
help.
they
In that
turn around,
aspect,
come right back.
yeah, and in all the other aspects, they still come back. How can you have a woman like you in Liberia? Then if your mother is not her mother-in-law, but her sister mother-in-law,
How
she
to
was
quit
I think
teaching at LU?
she you know her, right?
No, no, I
She
don't know.
runs SPS.
She runs
Oh, really? Now
mhm.
that's not a bad school at all.
Yeah,
She's really doing well.
yeah.
She's really doing as
I
one of
mean,
the
if
schools.
you people, I mean, they both for you and other Liberians, sound ones that really focus on education. Can I get I mean a people they can't even send for you. Let's just put it like bro, they can't even send for you to sit down on a conference table and say, look, we know you got the expertise. How can we do this? I mean, let's come up with a plan. We want the country to succeed. And that's the reason why I will go to bed the next side. Listening to
But
this kind of thing, like people in the next 20 years will be nowhere.
if
Seriously.
we don't if,
If
if
they're
we
not
don't do
do it,
something, if we don't do something and stop putting our friends, our relatives, our this, our that in positions in any country for that matter, you will not see the progress you need. You go and find the people that truly know what they're talking about, what they're doing. You got to find them and put them there. And I
Thank
hope
you for
when
saying
you're
the truth, Miss Eileen.
I
Thank
hope
you.
when y'all get into power, y'all don't do anything. Y'all go and find those teachers, y'all find those strong people, y'all put in there.
But what about you? We're
Because
coming to you first.
no, I'm getting old now. I'll be finished now.
So
Y'all will see me
you
walking
are
with
in a
walking
wheelchair,
sticks.
so we just tell you, say, look, we just want you to talk. We want we just want you to
I was
speak.
just talk. Please. I'm tired. I'm getting it's not easy. It's
I
not
know,
easy.
I know.
Yeah, but we have to keep hoping that things will get better. Maybe we pray with what we've gotten now, and keep in mind Liberia has gotten a lot of money towards education over the
Yeah.
years. We've gotten quite a bit of money.
Mm.
And then you sit and you look, you say, but what is happening? Why is this still like this? So we'll pray since this new government, this new money that just came in, we'll pray and see where that will go, what will happen. That's
Yeah,
that's all we can do.
I
But I will
believe.
continue to be in the private sector because that way I know when I leave the 30 something teachers there. When I leave those teachers, I know they know. Right now, I'm so proud of those guys. They know what they're doing. So
Okay, so before you make your final, I mean, conclude your your being here, I want you
mhm,
to see this video for me.
okay.
Yeah, in Korean town.
Oh Lord, I saw that.
Ah,
Yeah, that video. I mean, they said 500 young girls graduated from the Sunday Bush,
Hmm.
and you saw the performance. I mean, I just did it, the short clip. 'Cause I couldn't even
Hmm.
see through the video. I was that pissed. Let me just say to you.
Are
So I
they
think
still continuing the female to do
Yeah.
this? So they're still doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
so. They are preparing our young girls to be able to service the men in the country, and these are the reasons. These are some of the reasons that got the education system backwards a whole lot. Because when those young girls at the age of 14, I mean, they say
Hmm.
some of them 11 to the
Hmm.
age of 17, come out of there, they don't feel the need to even have an education. So how are you going to prepare that generation now for the future of the country? How does that
You
work?
see that this is where cultural beliefs clash with your other beliefs because now it's do you wash away a whole culture because if it's practiced you still have paramount chiefs, right? People still listen to them. We still have some cultural things that we do. How do we get actually I thought that was outlawed though. You're sure that part was actually done or they just went through the rituals?
Well, they're not saying whether that part was actually done. People who were there say that part was. God, I talked to a girl from Grand Julia who is really involved into this,
Uh-huh.
and she
Uh-huh.
said yes, that part was actually done. She said it was.
Wow, I thought it
I
was
think it's a
outlawed.
cultural belief,
Mhm.
and the other
And your
part,
Western beliefs, your
Western,
academic beliefs,
yeah,
they
your academic belief. How you gonna really
the
survive?
only thing the only thing we do as teachers is to try to continue to teach children, females, that they're just as worthy and they can be strong academically. Because if you look sometimes in the classroom, you hear a little girl saying, "Oh, I'm a girl, I'm not good in math." You have to do everything that you can to train teachers to teach children to dispel them of that notion that because they're females they can't do math, or I'm a male, boys don't like reading. That is not true. I know lots of boys, young boys that are avid readers. So that's
When
where we have to.
one of my sons, he reads
You
like
see, you
it's
see, if,
crazy.
if one of your son loves reading, then so that's part of the training. So we have to train these teachers to make sure that they don't focus on the gender of the child to determine the strength of where they are academically. We have to make sure we don't do that. That's part of the training. I don't want to ever hear that. Like another expression we use in Liberia, oh, the child slow. There is no slow child unless that child has medical needs. The child is missing the fundamentals, the foundation for what you're teaching them. That's why they're not grasping where you're going until you need to go back and fix what's missing. But it doesn't mean the child is slow unless the child has some medical needs. So we have to train those teachers now to say, okay, you cannot say because she's a girl, or your expectations should not be less in math because that's a girl. That's what the training. As far as the other part is political, government will have to decide, okay, do we want to continue this or not? But from an educator's standpoint, I am responsible for training and teaching my teachers to tell the children, no, girls, boys, depending on how you apply yourself, you're all the same.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that video, I just pray that before Miss Ini coming to see her final words here for tonight, looking at that, looking at that video, I just hope that the president saw that. And I'm not taking away, I'm not trying to say anything here, taking away the people culture. Although I never experienced that in Liberia growing up as a child, because I grew up in Monrovia itself. But I hope those girls, as you prepare them, with what you prepare them with, which is not supposed to be happening as far as we know. But you also think about preparing them for them to go to school.
But will they come to school though? That's the first thing. When,
Yeah.
when last you were in Liberia, Grace?
Last year.
Okay. Vera, I think you're trying to get children from selling in the streets and all of that, right? Isn't that part of it?
Yeah, that's part of it, but it's so difficult because the parents too are not held liable because the children are selling for somebody in the street. They're not just selling for themselves. So I don't know what the system is doing, but the parents who are sending their children to sell in the street are supposed to send them to school.
Especially
Back in the
during
day,
the time.
Back in the day, we used to have a truancy officer, even in Monrovia, I remember. We need to put that back in. So part of the school system, they should have truancy officers. If students are enrolled, you go from, look, you literally will go from house to house to house to house to house. Why is the child not in school? The child not in school, you grab the parents. And they do that in some African countries. That's how they try to stop that from, these underage children going the streets and selling. So if we can bring that back, that's all part of upholding the system. So we can bring that back. That will also work too. And those are jobs for people. You go and make sure children are not in the street selling. They need to be in school.
Exactly. Those are employment opportunities for us.
But here, they have it here. When students don't go to school for certain days, the truancy officer go to your home.
Yeah.
They go
Yes, so not even for certain days, though. I said, soon your child may school on the farm. So your child may in the first class. I'm telling you.
Of course.
Right away telling
I
you.
want to know why that child not in school. Why you keeping the child at home? When you come back, you better bring me doctor report.
Yeah. And for safety reasons too. I mean,
for safety reasons, exactly.
We'll put our child out there.
Yes.
Elaine, will you say hiring a truancy officer would that fall underneath the Ministry of Education?
Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
Ministry of Education, private schools will hire their own.
Okay.
But we have a system where when a child is not in school, I need to know because they have certain X number of days they have to be in school for them to be able to go on to the next year. It's mandatory. So if that child is not there, you take that child, you go somewhere. If there's not a medical report from a doctor, then that child is not excused.
Is that mandatory in the overall governmental curriculum, or is it something that your private school does?
We just do it at our school because that will stay on your transcript when you go into college. It will say how many days you were absent from school.
Yeah. It tells our students here.
Accountability and showing them how to be responsible. And we never have problems. It always works out. But I think that I'm not sure look, you have one teacher teaching 3-4 different schools. And I don't know if you guys have ever covered this topic. So if I'm teaching here at school A, I'm making $90 a month. Then maybe school B, I'll make maybe 100 and something. I got to work at 3 schools.
How is that possible?
They will miss 2 days here from today. They will go to the next day.
Okay.
Or they will go there, or they're working there in the afternoon. They're working here in the morning. So if it clashes here that day, they will miss. But I arranged with my other teacher, the other teacher in the building, or the principal, I will get you a little small something so I'm not there.
Amen.
I said to one teacher one day, and I said, but how will you even know your students? And you know what he said to me? But why am I supposed to know my students?
Look at trouble.
What? Yes. Why do I have to know my students? So he probably misunderstood what I meant by how do you know your student? You got meant on a personal level. right? So if you, Vera, if you're teaching three different schools or even two, you will know who not in schools are there when the classrooms are already overcrowded. You're teaching in one classroom 40 students, 50 students. You go to another school, 40, 50. Half of the time you don't even know who's there, and half of the time they don't even care.
And that's how the system becomes cheated also, because if you're supposed to be giving 5 days to the school and you're busy and busy, that cheat the system.
Of course.
Are
Of
losing.
course.
You already are if grade graduate.
I mean,
you gotta understand that the people are volunteers teachers. So they got other responsibility. They're living too.
But they're not even your volunteer teachers. They're teachers who are on record.
Oh.
Yes. They teach 2-3 schools.
That should be unacceptable too. That should be unacceptable.
They're double dipping, according to what
they're double dipping, and you wonder, how do they get away with it? How do you even know these students? Why are these principals not saying you teach only at this school? You have to be vested in this school. But then again, it's the livelihood. If you're making $90 all month, and your children, your mom, your pa, your this person depending on you, you gotta do it's survival. That's what it is.
Jesus.
So how can we now take it from that level, as a government, say, okay, let's let the average salary for graduate first year teachers have some kind of pay scale. We know it's not going to be crazy like here, but at least $350, $400, but you cannot teach at another school. I think it will work, right? Yeah. I think so. Because when you look at the 3 schools they teach at, they probably don't even make that much money. Stay at this one school. If you go somewhere else, we'll fire you. I hope somebody listening to me. It's simple. It's very simple.
Mute yourself.
Huh? I'm sorry.
I think I'm hearing echoes, so I was wondering if someone could mute themselves.
Somebody. Radio.
So before Miss Elaine goes, I wanted to just backtrack a little bit to that video that you showed, and we're kind of dancing around the subject, and we talked about when culture clashes with
Western
clashes with modern life. It's not Western life.
Modern life.
Yes, modern life. And my thought about that is, to the extent where your culture is causing you pain and hurt, is it worth it? Or is actually, denigrating the society, is it worth it?
I don't, I don't think in their mind's eyes that they feel that they're doing that. This is sort of abuse. I don't think they see it that way. It's culture, how we've always done it.
But it is left upon the educators and us. And
absolutely, we have to stop it.
To speak about it, to say that, because I'm telling you, those young girls that you see that come to class and say, "Oh, because I can't read," it starts from somewhere. Someone
absolutely,
is telling them, say you less than. You don't belong, or you're a woman, because and we see this in our culture. Yes, we can say we had the first female president, but at what extent? After how many years? We had 100 and something men who were president of our country. Okay, and I'm not just saying this is not only prevalent in Liberia. It's just chauvinistic behavior is not just prevalent in Liberia. It's prevalent around the world, but even I think at a greater degree. And I think that's because of when we say, "Oh, this is a cultural practice." FGM, female genital circumcision, is a cultural practice, so we can't talk about it. I'm not denigrating anyone's culture, but I will always ask, and I see this missing. All of the people that came here, and I see them in different capacity in terms of therapeutic capacity and psychology capacity. One of the primary things that I hear from these women who have been circumcised. Problem in their relationship.
They can't really?
Yes, because they open up to me. They can't trust. They didn't. Number one, they didn't education is an issue because they have that superiority complex. People over here, when they go to have their kids, they come and watch them like there's some kind of animal decreasing the self-esteem, because you know that a lot of the women who go to have babies here, they have the private part intact. So when these
And
women,
so when they see it and it's unusual to them, they stare at them like they're some circus animal.
exactly.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
And then so these women continue
Oh,
to
wow.
talk about their psychological
Yeah,
impairments
yeah,
and the
yeah.
damages that they have received. And so
Yeah.
that's why I always ask, to the extent in which these cultural practices hurt a woman or our culture, that's the question that we have to ask all the time. There's not one, and I usually ask them in the third person, because I know if I direct with this, there's some cultural things you can tell me. I said, you have 2 or 3 daughters here, or you have a daughter here. Would you allow your daughter to engage in this cultural practice?
And what they say, no?
Absolutely not. Not one person have said yes to me, because they feel that they know it, and it's up to us. It's incumbent upon us, who I'm not saying that there's some good things about the practice. That I know they teach the play, teach them how to do different things. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the part in which they circumcise them, and the only reason why they circumcise them, because they won't have any feeling. They cut the nerves when you cut something.
But why wouldn't they want somebody to have feelings? I guess with sexual promiscuity, they're trying to prevent that.
The men in the head think that if the women have feelings, more likely they will be able to go out there and have.
Oh my goodness!
Exactly. So that is the extent. I'm just giving the surface how deep this thing is in our culture. So I think we should go. We should be able to ask our people the extent in which culture hurts you, hurts our women, hurts our society. Send them some subliminal messages of being less than.
Wow.
Is it good for us?
Wow.
That's the question, Miss Elaine.
Yes.
We have a part 2 of this show.
Yeah, next, we really need to. We need to.
Yeah, you have to come back here and grace this platform. At this point, I'm thinking, where is it? It's a 4th world country. It's not even 3rd world. It's 4th world. So we have to come back here and have this show again. And I will tap into your schedule. I will talk to you concerning your schedule. I would like you to say your final statement, because you talking about the things that making you exhausted. Look at you. Okay.
No, I just, this part, I actually thought they had outlawed that. I really thought there was just the ritual they were going through. That's what
there have been moratoriums. Like, I believe before Ellen Johnson left office, she passed a 1-year moratorium on this. I know it expired, and then I don't know when CDC got me to me. I don't know if they passed it. So I'm a little bit. I'm doing research on it right now to see where we are. But I will have to tell you that sometimes when there's 2 different types, there's 2 different types of laws in our country. There's and the Constitution.
Somebody needs to mute.
Yeah.
Or somebody's listening to it on their phone and their.
So that's it. That's the condition, the traditional and the constitutional law in our country. So a lot of times there's this argument: is that practice traditional or is it constitutional? So sometimes they can outlaw it constitutionally,
and then the practice is still, it goes on. So, but I think this is something our lawmakers have to address, though.
Correct.
Our law. That's for me. That part they have to, because when these kids come to me in the schools, my job now is to make sure that I do everything I can, the teachers can, to make sure that the self-esteem, these girls, these young ladies, will be as high as the boys. But that part, I won't lie to you, I thought it was outlawed, but you just explained it to me. So
if you would like you'd like to close up, with your statement before you leave, I will call you so we can schedule another show on this, because we need to touch, especially concerning the school system and the teachers are lacking and stuff, and what solutions we can say here. Maybe somebody listening will tap into our solutions, the ideas that we have. But there's a conference that will be held in America here. Although I'm not attending, are you going to attend?
When is it?
Yeah.
I mean, she was.
You're not attending. Can you close?
That's what I'm saying. When is it?
Yeah, I'm not even attending either. So
yeah, you don't even know. So
yeah, I don't even know. And besides, I don't think it's appropriate. I mean, it's not a proper time for that. Anyway, those kind of things have to be planned at least a year ahead of time. And knowing that with all these problems, I just brought it up, knowing that with all these obstacles and like we're facing right now, you needed to make sure you inform the people so people can come there prepared. Well, I just felt that they just wanted to have it. There was a budget, so they had to collect that money.
Is it about education in Liberia, or it's just a diaspora town hall?
It should be. They should do it like an education for Liberia. Seriously, it should be all about that. Only that. Yeah, but yeah, Miss Edie, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. I want to thank you all for inviting me. It's to sit and talk with progressive women about issues in education in Liberia. Again, like you rightfully said, like we all said, we hope someone who is in the position to affect change is listening. And these ideas, they don't cost anything. I'm always available. If somebody needs to talk, we can talk. But again, I'm glad to be here. Looking forward to talking to you guys again. Every day in Liberia, the issues about education will make you tired, but we can't give up. And I want to leave on that note that we cannot give up. I'm not giving up. Even though I will soon be finishing with my work in Liberia and I'll be returning for good to the U.S., God willing. But we want to keep hope alive. Oh, I've been doing that long. I've been there long. I'm away for who y'all. So thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And Vera, nice seeing you. Francine, we'll talk again. Grace,
yes, definitely.
Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate being here.
The beautiful Eileen Saba.
Yes.
Oh boy. All right. You all good night.
Good night.
And you all stay strong.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. That was a lot. Oh Lord, this woman have a lot of knowledge concerning the Liberian school system. I wish they could just tap into her. I don't know how you guys what you're thinking about that, but I feel very bad tonight for Liberia. I feel
I mean, the thing that I just didn't know how to react to the information. It's just totally out of place, to have people who are not knowledgeable trying to teach knowledge to people who need knowledge. It's just it is something else. I guess maybe the next time she come on, the one thing I wanted to ask her, like, people who are like non-educators who are in like other fields and stuff, how can they contribute to the education system in Liberia? Non-educators, because if we just only depend on the educators to do it, it becomes burdensome. So people who are non-educators in other fields, how can they contribute to it?
I will answer that question. What they do here, what I know they do, and they did it to one of my friends in Canada, is that he already had one of my sister's friends. He's my friend, but he moved my sister's friend. You have to have a degree in certain areas. And once you have a degree, then you will go to a teacher training for 2 years, where they teach you how to teach, how to educate, and you will go in that field for 2 years. I mean, it's a intense field or course. So you go in there every day, Monday through Friday. They train you about teaching everything, and then you graduate with a certificate for teaching, and then you be placed into the system to help to teach the children. That's why.
As me, it's like, Grace, okay, like someone in accounting who not interested in going to teach anybody, but to help to boost the education sector. Like she mentioned, in the school she's in now, children are taking AP classes, which has to do with accounting. So someone who works in accounting, and we have all the accounting books. what we don't know what to do with it. I mean, they stay current, you know. We just take it and carry it to the Salvation Army, or we just give it here. Can we as in those kind of fields just take those books and send it to like students who are doing AP courses already in school? That's what I mean, that those who are outside of education, in what way in what other way we can contribute to that sector, the education sector, without being teachers?
I think there's room for, you know, the expertise of accountants, of nurses, or, you know, other people in different fields, psychologists. There's room for you guys. I don't know. I mean, I think we have to develop a system in which you can identify. Like, if you wanted to go to a school and you have this background, you go into the school, like you do a substitute teaching, or you go and speak to the students, or, you know, it's not like here where we have substitute teachers where they go and they follow the curriculum of the school. So you can do something like that. But in Liberia, she told us that they got volunteer and / substitute teachers. Those people who are not on the payroll, that's who they call them. But you are saying you don't even want to be on the payroll. You just want to volunteer your time.
No, she just want to donate.
I just want to volunteer. I mean,
she just want to donate her item.
Maybe there will be some people that maybe somebody is an accountant or a finance person will say, well, you know what, if the 12th graders are taking AP courses, I can volunteer my time and can't teach. I don't want pay or anything. That is if the system allows it, you know, because they might say, well, you don't have teaching criteria, you don't have this, you're outside of the teaching world and stuff like that. But aside from that, if I don't want to teach, I don't want to do anything, I just want to donate. That's why I was asking.
I'm sure, because most of the schools should have some sort of library, okay? And that's where those books would be helpful to expose the students who are interested in accounting. And then I think that the people who are interested in accounting, who want to teach, or if they're a nurse, a retired nurse who want to show, you know, empathy skills or whatever, nursing bedside manner skills, they can come in. I think there should be a system, and because right now we got 8th grader teaching 12th graders. So how is it that you who have had the experience, you who have been in the field, you have all those books, will not be better than in that field, in that knowledge, in that aspect, than the 8th grader teaching 12th grader? I don't understand that.
Councilor Prep, people that use the books, you know what she said that I use it for?
To clean a bunga. That lady.
To clean a bunga. So how you going to go to those kind of books?
But you right to Vera. You're right. I think I think that's what Ms. Elaine was talking about, establishing some standardization, some system, you know, that will incorporate the expertise of accountants, the expertise of, you know, lawyers, the expertise of just regular people, janitorial staff. You know, if you can sort of incorporate it, and I think that would be really helpful. Find a way where you can take retired people from here and carry them home, give them a brief orientation to Liberian classroom, Liberian culture, you know, Liberian students, and use them. I think that would be helpful. That should be something that I think our education system should be working towards, but I don't know.
And going back to what
one of the things I did as a founder of Legacy Holding Foundation, so we do education in that foundation. So one of the things I did here, I bought a lot of curriculum books. They have the curriculum books that they sell them in Sam's Club, BJ's, and stuff like that. The curriculum books show the curriculum, the teaching, and show the answer. So it makes it easier. And I took it back there. Although they say, oh, education ministry are saying that this is not what curriculum, but it's just a curriculum book for classes. The people use it here to teach their children after they leave. Like me, what I do is my son is an 8th grader. I start teaching him ahead of time. So I teach him during the summer. 2-3 days within the summer, I teach him, you know, this is the thing you're going to meet. He will do the work, and then we'll go back to the answer. He looks at the answer correct. I teach him again, just like that. The book will show you how to teach the child verbatim and the right answer in the back of the book for each page. So that's the kind of book I took there, and they argue with me that oh, it was not part of the curriculum and this and that, but it's a eighth grade or maybe sixth grade curriculum that that I mean universal kind of the people follow around the world. So although it's not your curriculum, but at least this will help you in the meanwhile. Some schools took it, they never listened to them, and some schools just education ministry got their own curriculum. It was just sad. But now we hearing that eighth grader teaching 12th grader. So why didn't take my curriculum?
Well, Grace, what curriculum does Liberia have?
I don't know.
Because the thing is, the only thing they follow internationally, and maybe it's something that the government or the education sector has to look at. They changed the time of school. When we were going to school, was March to December.
Yes.
So as summertime, when it was dry season, we were out of school, right? We were able to other things. We were able to go to tutoring classes if we needed it. If we needed extra help, we could get it. But then they follow this international school system from September to June. And most of the time when school closes, it's rainy season. The children can barely get out to go to any kind of tutoring school, get any kind of help. So what curriculum does Liberia have besides following the school year system internationally? And I think they need to look at that to change it back, go back to March to December. Because the season when the children are out of school, they can get a lot of help.
Well, it's been a good show tonight. We will have to. I mean, we did not discuss anything except for education. A lot of things happen in Liberia. We here on this platform, we push CMC agenda. Our political leader wrote 2 different letters today on his page. A lot of drama going on in the country concerning the budget. We wanted to talk about it, but we will talk about it on Thursday. It's never no late news is not. I mean, people will have things to say about it, but then when we come, we bring our own perspective to it, so we'll talk about it. But it's so good. I mean, it was good hanging out with you guys here. This is the political lounge, and we had a good conversation with Miss Eileen Saba here tonight, and Miss Fiora Harding as a guest panelist. I am happy that you guys could make it here tonight, and I want to say thank you for coming, Fiora. We appreciate your help. We are looking forward to having you join our team. We can do that part of CMC right now is the leading political party in Liberia. First time in history, we have launched a digital way of registering members to CMC. We are also growing rapidly, the fastest political party in Liberian history. We also launched a website that can register people, the first time of that digital kind of registration in Liberian history. So we are making moves, we are making marks. And as of today, as we speak, CMC has registered 3,701 plus members to the party. Fiora, we are on this platform tonight. Do you want me to register you as
Oh God. I knew she was coming with something. Don't even answer her. I just don't tell you like that.
But when you can get a party statement, I register you tonight. I wanted to register you right here online.
Publicly too, right?
Publicly. But anyway, my global chair say I'm gonna leave you. So I leave now. So but we're talking behind the scenes.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you to you guys for the invite tonight. Liberia has a lot of problems. The future is at stake in Liberia. Everything is at stake for the young people in Liberia. Those who are yet unborn, their future is at stake as well. We talk about education tonight. I'm hopeful, and we are hopeful that someone in the education sector was listening. Hopefully they can reach out. They don't feel intimidated. They can reach out, because when it comes to solving the problems in Liberia, no one should feel intimidated by anyone else's knowledge, because the people say teamwork makes the dream work. In the Bible, it says, in the midst of unity, you can command the blessings of God. And I just want to say, I hope they reach out. It is our hope that Liberia start to straighten up. We might be on different political sides, but it doesn't mean that we don't want to see Liberia grow. It doesn't mean that we don't want to see Liberia get better. We all want to see Liberia get better, because if Liberia get better, we will all be better and we'll all be happy about it. I just want to say thank you to the teachers that are doing well in Liberia. I don't know how to do it. I think they have a special gift of patience. when they have to deal with all these students, even the ones in America, when they have to deal with all these students and all the different shenanigans. So kudos to the teachers out there. You guys are doing well. Y'all keep trying in any way we can. We who are outside of education, if any way we can contribute to building the education sector in Liberia, we would be willing. And I think the Diaspora of Grace mentioned that quickly, that the upcoming Diaspora conference that they're going to have in America here, I think, like Grace said, they should have taken some time. And all of these things that we are talking about should be on the agenda, looking into retired diasporans, how they can contribute back to the society instead of just in terms of financial gain. But what else can we do? What service can we provide to Liberia? I hope it's on the agenda. I hope a whole lot of other things are on there, but who knows? But thank you guys for being here this evening.
Thank you, Firo, and we see you at the Citizens Movement for Change program in Philadelphia. Bro will be attending. She told me that. So we'll see you there. Yeah, well, yeah, Juanita. And again, we will bring you back here when Miss Saba is coming back here on the second show, because the people are requesting a second show now for concerning education in the country. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Yeah, that we want to. I just want to announce quickly. Today is International Youth Day.
Before you announce, Grace, can I just make a correction? We're having a conversation about female genital circumcision, the FGM, or mutilation, some people can call it. And there was a question about whether it's against the law. I just want to know that in 2022, the National Council of Chiefs and Elders in Liberia had a 3-year moratorium, which means that they stopped practicing FGM, and everybody came to one accord, say that they were going to stop it. They recognized that it was not good for women. But then in 2024, they started to see people in Liberia and around Liberia started to see a surge, an increase in this practice. So people are still doing it, okay? Despite they had a 3-year ban, they're still seeing that people are doing it. I just want to know, according to this is Al Jazeera I'm reading from, and many of you can go there. It's saying that according to Al Jazeera, the UN did a study, and it said that more than 50% of Liberian women between the ages of 15 and 49 have undergone female genital circumcision. So I just wanted to make some clarity regarding that, and then we can transition and move on to the Youth Day and other things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc, for that information. You should send it to me. I will be looking forward to just reading over it and learning as well. Look, so we want to say thank you for being here. It is a pleasure to have you guys always. Today is International Youth Day, and the topic was so appropriate because this affects the youth of the country. Our youth, they are in danger. They need an emergency approach. And we are hoping that this government will take that approach because it was part of their campaign promise. So happy International from Citizens Movement for Change, the fastest growing political party in the country and that have the biggest platform right now, will say happy International Youth Day to all our youth of Liberia and also the youth of the world. We say Citizens Movement for Change, CMC, recognizes the resilience of Liberians' youth. And we want to tell you this night that we see you. We recognize the struggle, and that's why this platform was built. So thank you so much for pushing, especially the youth of CMC, for pushing and pushing, because you are looking for change, and that change will come, and it's coming soon. Thank you so much. Doc, if you don't have anything else to say, I mean, we take our leave now. But this was a very great show tonight. I want to thank Miss Seba and Miss Harding for being here with us. It's always a good pleasure to have women of substance, grace your platform, and you guys can have a conversation in lunch, just talking about how to better our country. We all are passionate in our own way, concerning Liberia, and it was a blessing just to even have them here. Although I'm very, feeling kind of down because of the information shared tonight, but I know that one day Liberia will be a better place, and one day our children we have the opportunity to have the best education in the world. I believe in that strongly. And only us can do it. Depends on the leadership that we put into power. Thank you, Todd. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Have a good evening.
CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global.